Let me show you how I make my bow tie chicken soup. I have some carrots that I washed and cleaned, peeled, about 1.5 cup of chopped carrots. So I chop my carrots in little round circles. I like them to be thinly sliced in circles. You can also do shredded carrots if that's what you like to put in your soup. Then I went ahead and washed up some celery. I made sure my celery was clean. About 1.5 cups of chopped celery as well. And you want to chop them nice and fine. And you want to put that in a bowl as well. Put that aside. And then you're going to go in with your red peppers, green peppers, chopped onions, and then go ahead and boil your water. I boil a quart of water on the stove. I turned my stove to medium. On here it said 375, y'all. I was thinking of the oven, but you put your stove on medium and let that boil and get, nice and hot, get to boiling. And then I added a tablespoon, 2 tablespoons of chicken bouillon. You don't have to add the chicken bouillon if you don't want to, especially if you're doing your own fresh boiled chicken. And then I added some spices that I like. Any spice that you like to add, you can put in it. So I added some spices, some additional spices that I like to season my chicken with. And then I also added some onion powder and a tablespoon of garlic powder to this. And you can add however much really you want, but I add a tablespoon. You want to season it to taste. And then I also added some seasoning, some chicken seasoning. I added a tablespoon of chicken seasoning. It's called kicking chicken. It kind of gives the noodles a kick a little bit. And then you want to go ahead and stir this up and mix all the seasonings together. Make sure they're nicely combined. And then I added my chopped celery to the broth and my chopped carrots to the broth. You want to add all of this once the water starts boiling. I turned the stove down a little bit while I'm adding this, and I added the chopped onions and red and green peppers as well. And y'all, I cheated a little bit. I went ahead and bought some frozen. That's all I had on hand. I didn't have anything fresh when it comes to the peppers, but you can, add whatever you want. And I stirred that up, and you want to mix it all together. Make sure everything is nicely mixed together. You want to bring it to a little slow boil, and I added the roasted chicken. I didn't boil my chicken. That's why I added the chicken bouillon. I went ahead and roasted a chicken and pulled the skin off. And I added 1 tablespoon of salt, sea salt. And you just want to mix that up together. Make sure everything is nicely mixed up together. Get everything well blended. And I added 1.5 cups of BowTie noodles to some boiling water that I had already started boiling. I can kind of tell how many noodles I need for my soup, but it would be like 1.5 cups that you would boil and get ready to add with your soup. So once that started boiling and it was ready, I went ahead and added it to the broth and the chicken. And you just, mix it up. Bring that back to a final boil for about 10 minutes. And you want to stir it up make sure it doesn't, cook too fast, but stir it up and mix everything together. And we have BowTie chicken soup, and this is what I prep for the winter time. You can eat it for lunch or even when you're sick. If you like this video, please like, share, and follow. Comment below so I know that if you tried the recipe or not. And thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next video.